Good evening and welcome everybody to the regular city council meeting, of the City of Gilbert for June 23rd, 2026. It is now 6:12 p.m. Can we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Councilor Potashnik.
Present.
Councilor Skrtek is absent with notice. Mayor Overstart,
Here.
Councilor Redepeng,
Here.
and Councilor Conlon.
Here. Okay, we have a roll call. We have a quorum, we can have a meeting. Could everybody help me with the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have some additions to the agenda. Could you read them off, please?
Yes. And I do have a correction also. I'll read the correction first. Under old business, it says check register 515 to 528. That's incorrect. It should be check register 61026.
6:10,
Yes.
and what else?
And
5:15, 6:10?
nope, just June 10th.
Oh, just one?
Yeah, I just did them all in one day.
Okay.
And then our additions are letter D, under new business, we have advertised for bids for the Mountain project, I-9 Phase 2, Matt needs permission for that. And then under E, we have resolution 2026-17, accepting the $250 donation to the library.
All right, we have the correction on under old business, so the check register number, plus the two additions. Councilman, okay? Approve that, them items.
I'll make a motion to approve the addendum items.
Motion by Councilor Redepeng, supported by
Second.
Councilor Conlon to approve the two additions and the corrections.
I don't have that, 2026 resolution.
Yes, it was the very back.
We're waiting at that,
Back of,
way in the last page.
It's right before the land use permit.
This one.
Oh,
It should be a full paper.
about 6 or 8 from
the 6 year from now,
the,
after the copy. After the library hours. Well, there is 2617. Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Hi,
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
is that camera on? I don't see a red light.
You don't have to have a line on
I don't,
that. I don't see a red light either.
we're on it. Okay,
Consent agenda, we have regular meeting of June 9th, 2026, working meeting of June 9th, 2026, and special meeting minutes of June 1st, 2026. And also we have a library board meeting of June 1st, 2026, under boards and commissions. Everybody got that? I don't see no recommendations other than just a report of the minutes. The June 1st library board meeting, Marianne?
Yep.
And,
Just place that under the boards and commission minutes.
Yep.
And that should be the only change.
and June 9th, regular working and special meeting of June 1st. Is that the agenda? We look through the agenda, the minutes, and see any corrections, deletions, or additions, or things that we forgot to put in there.
just some spelling errors, that's all.
What's that?
Just some spelling errors.
Well, if there is any, point them out, so we can type those, so
Typos,
they can be fixed.
let's see, where did I see them?
Are you in the regular minutes?
haven't, usually catch on, but we still haven't catch any. But if you have some, bring them up, so we can fix them.
We highlight them, so we have to read.
Next time, you know,
I'll highlight.
yeah, okay. Anybody else? If we have, give you a few more minutes, look at it. See anything? Corrections, deletions, or additions, or typos, corrections? Other than that, can they have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion to approve the consent agenda.
Moved by Councilor Pappas, supported by
I'll second.
Councilor Ratochnik to approve the consent agenda. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right, anybody in the public input, anybody in the audience that have anything they wish to discuss with the council? Other than what we have on our agenda here? Seeing none, move on. Reports by mayor and council. Councilor Ratochnik.
Notice that at the last meeting, we approved a number of motions to get things done. And mayor made motions also to get things done. And some of these things have not yet been completed. And wondering if anybody from Public Works knows why these jobs haven't been done.
You would have to give me specifics so I can find out.
The cemetery project, removing the
Culverts.
culverts.
Removing the culverts? Okay, I'll find out.
Culverts.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
The cleaning of and the fencing project around the Public Works garage. Cleaning up the yard and the fencing project, that has not even started.
I'm saying anything else.
And what about cleaning the office?
Public Works.
And Public Works
Office.
office. I will get an update for you.
And I think we made a motion that we're gonna have that sidewalk on New York Avenue fixed. It's not done yet.
Yeah, I think we said we were gonna try to do it before the fourth if it was possible.
City crew was gonna do that this week.
This week?
So I'll check, I'll put it in as a reminder anyway, so you're outside.
I think we wanted a list of the things that Public Works are gonna be working on also.
Right. That, the thing that they gave me to give to you was just,
That's just a copy of the timesheets.
no, there was a record of activity, but that was from May 26th.
No, that's a copy of the timesheets.
No,
This one.
this is not.
It's not?
This is a record of activity of what they've done from May 26th.
Correct.
Through
Which
June
they took
18th.
off the timesheets, because it's all written on the timesheets.
Okay.
I guess the question is,
I mean, of course, they're gonna be the same.
I guess, well, I'm gonna ask the question of, we have a person working in the office to do office work. Why is this person working for public utilities to do the technical?
What do you mean?
We have a specific person that was dedicated to your office to help work in your office.
Yes.
Is this office work for the city office, or is this office work for the Public Works?
Are you trying, I'm not understanding what you're saying. Are you implying that our public works needs to have office time?
Oh, you're talking about Sam's office over there.
Right, so I'm saying that the lady in our office typed this up
For Public Works,
to give to you.
for Public Works.
Yeah, I guess it's Public Works record of activity. So I guess I'm missing what you're trying to say, Rudy, just spit it out.
I'm trying to spit it up. This is a copy of the timesheets. I can go to their timesheets or their time cards, and for every date that's on here, it's the same for coming across it.
But it would be, why wouldn't it be? This is what they've done, that's what they put on their time
Well,
sheet,
why
what
would we
they've
need
done.
this? Why would we need this if we already got their timesheets?
Well, because you guys wanted it in writing on a separate piece of paper of what they do, so that's what that was.
I don't remember asking them what they do on a separate piece of paper. And it doesn't have any times on there for how long it took them to do these.
Rudy,
Yes.
I'm trying to.
I'm just asking for accountability.
I understand what you're saying, but goes back to the conversation that we've had before. Our staff is so short-staffed, and you're trying to make them put a time frame on everything that they've done. I mean, that's a little bit beyond micromanaging.
That's not micromanaging, that's just asking for how long it takes to do a job.
All right, I don't know.
But that's on the timesheet.
I mean, I feel like every time we give you something,
Have you
it's
looked at
not
the
enough.
timesheet?
No, I don't do the timesheets at all.
So the person that's working in your office to help you do stuff had to pull all of the timesheets to type up what they did on.
I am not sure how she got this information. I was just given it today.
She got it off the timesheets, because I can look at the timesheets and.
Right, but I guess I still don't understand what the problem is. So you don't want this separate. You don't want a separate thing versus looking at timesheets. I don't understand what you're asking.
Well, if you're gonna make this separate, then I need to know how much time they spend on each one of the projects that they're doing. What I'm getting at is, we have projects that we pass motions on to get done.
I
They just not
understand,
get done.
right. But you're asking for projects to be on top of everything every day as well. They are moving forward on the projects. They're just never moving fast enough for you.
No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. Those words in my mouth.
You're right.
Please do not.
All right,
I am asking for, if somebody's gonna do this,
right,
and we don't have the time, and it's already on us, that's double work.
all right.
And it's work for the secretary that's in your office trying to help your people, not for Public Works.
So you want me to tell them they don't have to do this again?
No, they don't have to do this.
All right,
Your secretary does not have to do this.
all right,
You part-time.
sure,
Because it's on the timesheet.
okay,
Because this doesn't mean anything to me,
okay.
what they've done. The question is, we asked for a list of what the projects are gonna be that Public Works are gonna be working on for the
Right.
next 2 weeks.
Okay,
And did we get that?
listen, I'm gonna tell you, I just walked into this today. I was given the packet, and that's all I had.
So we didn't get it, and we requested it.
All right, I will make
So
sure it's done for the next one.
can you relate to our
So,
person off of our organizational chart that is supposed to be in charge of these people, that we make a request to them to get this done, at least we get it. I mean, we'd like to know what Public Works is working on, because if we have a project that we'd like to get done also, we don't want it to conflict with what they have. And if we don't know what they have, it's like us saying, what are we doing? I mean, potholes would like to fill themselves.
So, Mayor,
Yes.
and I apologize for number one being late, but number two for just kind of jumping into this. So, Counselor, is what you're looking for, I mean, maybe just for purposes of clarification, is what you're looking for kind of a master project priority list from the Public Works? So we see what it is they have as their projects and priorities, so that when it shows up on the time cards, we can say, we see that they're devoting X amount of time to these priorities.
That's in their contract that they're supposed to do, and if we're not getting it done, then the person's supposed to be doing it. Should be written up for lack of the name.
But I guess the question I'm asking is,
Yes.
are we,
Yes, that's what I would like. So we know, let's say they have a project to do a ball field, or fix the fence all around the ball field. And we say, hey, we'd like to get this project done on this street. Well, we don't want to overlap the projects. We just want to know if they're doing something, then we won't do that. If we don't have a list or say, well, we're just cutting grass for 3 days, we can say, well, we'd rather have you fill some potholes and leave the grass go for a couple of days. That's what I'm getting at.
Yes, the list you're looking for here isn't necessarily just a replay of the time cards.
No.
You want to know the master project list, so you can compare it to the time cards to see how much time is being devoted to the projects and see what's ongoing.
It all comes back to a schedule. I asked for a schedule years ago. And this is what we're talking about now, is a schedule.
All right.
So we can look and see, well, what do you got planned for the week? There's the schedule. It's all about
I
schedule.
understand what you're saying. So I'm just gonna throw this out there. I understand what you're saying, and I think I can get it, especially based on priorities. However, I just wanna throw this out there because my position of me working in this office, like when I try to type these minutes, I get interrupted and it takes me days to get done because all of a sudden something else comes in that's first priority. So you have to keep that in mind when you look at this. You know what, great, let's work on this fence, but guess what? We have to now do a burial, or you know what, now there's a water break. I'm just saying that sometimes you can't just devote all the hours and the days to that one project. So
Well,
I can keep that in mind.
The motion that was made last week, and advice from the mayor that he gave me, it says, we would like to do this project except if there's an emergency.
Right,
If there's an emergency, that overrode, and that was part of the motion.
right, and that can be written on that list. But, I mean, obviously, if there was a big
Mhm.
project they were working on and there was an interruption, that can be written on the list, I would assume.
I mean, when I looked at the timesheets and I saw 2 people cutting grass for 3 days, working overtime cutting grass, instead of filling potholes in the city, which so many residents complain about, and we have so many of them.
Right.
I have to question it. I mean, what is the priority of the employees in the city? I mean,
I do
you need
understand.
the grass cut, when you cut a half an inch off of grass for 3 days and work overtime on it. I can't see it. It just,
Well,
that's part of my frustration of, I need to know what their projects
all right, list of priorities of projects for Public Works. And I will let them know that this is something that you want at every meeting.
are. I need to know what they're working on, if we don't know.
Can I suggest that you and Sam get together? Off
Right.
the job here,
Off the job.
off the council here, yeah.
I can't, as a council person, as the lawyer knows, I cannot tell Sam what to do. Only the,
Oh, but you
See,
can talk,
we're-
Yeah, we're not asking you
Only
to
the
tell them
city
what to do, but you should
only the
communicate.
mayor, you can tell them what
but
to
you
do.
can talk to them.
But that would be like saying, I want you to do this, or why don't you do that, or can you give me this? I can't ask them those questions. I
I
can't.
don't know about that, I don't know about
I
that.
can't have that kind of relation with an employee, can I?
I think.
No, I can't, I know I can't. That's against the law.
Nobody's asking you to tell them what to do. He's just saying it might be nice if you went and communicated and just.
Well, I think the clerk could do that too. She
You're right.
communicates with him every morning.
And that's why
So
we
it's like-
told her, made the motions to tell her to have those things done first thing morning.
Unless there's an emergency, and we understand an emergency.
And to be honest with you, I don't know if it was something that was already started, it might have been, but I'll find out tomorrow. I'll talk to Sam tomorrow.
Okay, anyone else?
Well, I think that's enough right now.
I'm waiting for the attorney to give us a resolution that he promised us a month ago
I'm gonna ask you for, Council
about.
Red,
I'm not gonna go with it.
So 2 things. One, the IT bid from Tusker will be postponed till next meeting, so we can go over the final numbers with Lynn. And we are also going to hold off on replacing the roof for the pavilion at the campground.
as long as it doesn't fall down, right?
I don't fall down,
Okay, all right.
so
I have holding off on Brooke first because you would like to also know what the account balance is.
yes.
And then are you still going for other proposals or no? Okay,
No,
Next year.
yeah, that'll be a next year project.
okay.
That's it, right?
That's it, sorry.
All right, thank you for the update.
Can I have an addition on that?
Yes.
In going over the timesheets, not this one, but the actual timesheets, we have an employee that gets boss pay that we discussed in contract negotiations, correct? And we're still working under the old contract, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? We never got anyone back. We never have gotten a new one back to us.
I think it just got back on this,
We don't
the
have,
last
so we've never voted on it.
We voted on it, right?
We voted on it
Yeah.
and sent it to them, but they made a correction on it and we never got it back.
We never got it corrected.
Corrected on the MOU language.
Oh, I don't know, that was the LES contract.
No, that was,
no, I think what happened was we thought that there was some extra writing and then you said there really wasn't.
Right, the MOUs that came back were almost verbatim from what we talked about.
almost.
Yeah, that was,
Is there a or the that's changed? I mean, any word changing obviously is to change. I don't wanna be picky, but
No,
this is a contract.
I didn't sign on that, I know that.
Correct.
No,
that's what we're
maybe I
waiting
did.
for, the signed contract. Yeah.
Maybe it's-
So we're
I signed it already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I
When?
signed. Oh, a week ago.
Oh, just a week.
And Amanda has a copy of it already.
And she signed off on it too?
Yeah. And I,
So we're working under the new contract?
yes,
Just starting last week.
I signed on it. She got a copy. I haven't seen her signature go on it, so.
So it never came to the council to look at you,
We okayed it already.
except for the changes.
No, no,
There was no changes.
It wasn't.
no
There
change.
wasn't any word changes,
No. There's no change.
but we were told that there were word changes.
we were looking at it originally, and so here's what happened. I had created an updated draft, and the union created an updated draft incorporating the language. We determined that those two updates were the same. And
This is your language and her language.
correct. And we approved, I believe, the one that I had sent through. It went over to them for approval, and then we were double checking the language of the MOUs that were attached with that statutory language. And what they've done is basically cut the language out of the negotiation packets and plugged it into an MOU. And so it's got the sunset incorporation dates and everything like that. So it matched what we anticipated and what we intended from the negotiations. And the actual operative language was identical from what we had viewed in the negotiations.
So we actually have a new contract that we're working on effective
January
It-
1st.
Yeah, and
On
actually,
the Sunday?
January 1st.
January 1st.
so I think the pay goes retroactive back to January 1st.
When does that happen?
No.
I think she just got it signed, I want to say last week, because Amanda was in last week. And I said, are we working under the new contract? Yes, as of last week, yes.
Well, just as of last week, so it's only been in effect 1 week. What we're getting at is this boss pay.
Okay,
That's what we're trying to determine.
So that one
if
would
that's
still
valid.
be off of the old one.
Well, the question I have on that is, an employee took 10 hours of boss pay. 8 regular, 5 street, and 5 cemetery, boss pay 10 hours. The boss was actually here for a while that day. So how does an employee get 10 hours of boss pay when the boss was still here? That's my question.
and that's probably not a contract question. That's a practical question about why they were claiming those hours.
Yes, they claim those hours, which is,
And it's overtime.
and it's overtime hours,
On
10 hours. So, I know in a number of places, when you do that on your timesheet, you're looking for a new job.
Well, I can't give you an answer, and I don't even know who the employee is right now, but I will look into it.
Okay, don't mention them.
I'm not
Yeah, don't
gonna mention
mention
any names, but there's a discrepancy, so I will never approve these timesheets like that.
Okay,
So, Rudy, if, by the end of the meeting, will you just let me know which one that is, and I'll see what I can find.
How do we correct it? How's the correction done?
Well, no, we gotta say, this is not acceptable.
Correct.
And we should probably talk after the meeting.
Right, I feel like these are something that we discussed before, that if there was an issue with timesheets, it should be brought to the attention, not at council meetings, outside of council meetings. I'm just,
Well, it'll be off the record, but it has to be brought up at a council meeting to know that there's a problem.
well, right, so then we would come forward and
And I
say,
brought
here's
the
the problem. Right, right. So I wouldn't have had a chance to look for it for you unless I knew ahead of time, but I will look for it and find the answer for you tomorrow.
I'm done now.
Okay. Okay, Council Plot,
Well, I just
Is Brian done?
I just had a question for Brian, about the annexation?
I just mentioned,
Oh, did you? Oh,
I'll get it finished.
do we need a proposal then to move
Resolution.
forward?
I've got to confirm with Ms. Lori that I have all of the parcels that we're looking at, so that I've got the whole area encompassed.
Okay, but do we need a,
Yeah, we'll
does
need
the council have to make a proposal to move forward then?
we'll make a,
Resolution.
Resolution.
there'll be a resolution that'll be presented.
Move forward.
So I'm gonna put that on the list, that we have a resolution for the next meeting.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? Okay.
Okay. I guess that's it. I won't go into anything else. I'm done.
Okay, couple things quickly here. I gave Brian two things to look at, come back to the next meeting with. Also, from Sabi East, we want to send separate billing quarterly, blah, blah, blah. We gotta look at this, we gotta look at this. Correct. Plus, we were talking about, do you want base fees? You know about that, right?
Correct.
You'll come back with this.
We need an adjustment. We don't eliminate the base fees. We need to adjust according to what money we have to collect.
Right, and the other issue, Mayor, if I may, the other issue is I've just received a copy of the full contract, so I have to go back and compare it. Number one, read through it to make sure that the city's protected, and number two, compare it to the proposal that was made to make sure that everything jives.
Yeah.
And then just today, we got an email from the Jeepers to get to Lynn for some, state trail thing. And I got, they're asking, somebody asked me to proceed to obtain your signature, Lynn's signature. She can't sign off on it. That has to be brought to us. Which she did to bring. So we can look at this.
Right,
Yeah. We have that one.
and Mayor, that's another one. If we've got time, it may be better to move that one to the next meeting, because with those agreements, typically, a lot of time, most times with trail agreements, you'll have an entity like a riding club or the Jeepers organization that will come to us and say, we'd like you to sponsor this project. And when we sign on as a sponsor to the project, it opens up some funding avenues and creates some opportunity for the clubs. And generally what we ask is, or what I suggest we ask in return, is that they sign what I kind of loosely refer to as a backfill agreement. It's just their agreement with us saying that they'll follow the rules of any grant funding that they receive. And if for some reason they get out of sorts with the way that the work is done, or their part of it is done, then they'll indemnify us for any responsibility. It makes it a little bit easier for us to sponsor the trails and to make sure that everything is all right.
There's more to it than what we got today. I don't know if they wanted us to act on this today, but there's a lot to this to be done yet. In next meeting, I guess, right?
Yep.
Like that's almost 3 weeks away now, the next meeting, really. And I'll have a big schnoz here next meeting, because I got some work to cut off some more stuff. So if I come like this,
You will be here?
I won't be here.
I don't have to,
We'll be like this long, okay?
will I have to say anything at the next meeting?
Don't say nothing. I'm just warning you all. I'm warning you all.
Can I just clarify for the trail agreement, we're just leaving it that you're reviewing it basically right now?
Yep.
Or we will be reviewing it?
If
We're
we
not
had,
doing anything with it otherwise,
if we had the time, I glanced through it, I didn't see anything that was pressing as far as time.
right?
So if we had the time, I would appreciate a little bit of time to review so I can return some
Of
stuff.
course. Now, we just got it today.
Right.
And two other things, council, I'd like the council to review and take a look. We talked about the culverts up there at that ditch. I think we should continue that walk, where they stop the walk in the ditch to the culvert summit on Summit Street. It's like from here to that back door, maybe longer, 50 yards. You know what I'm saying? Summit Street culvert, and you go look 50 yards up, that's where that walk stops. that red rock. And it's already cutting away at the ditching this. We gotta bring that,
Oh, I guess I didn't look, I'd have to go up to.
we gotta bring that rock down to the Summit Street culvert. And
Oh,
the
because
rock,
there's erosion taking
The
place, so I
bedrock.
should put rock in there. Is that what
bedrock,
you're saying?
the bedrock, yeah. You stopped halfway down that ditch.
Bedrock,
Bedrock, in the bottom.
riprap?
The riprap.
Riprap, okay, yeah.
You're talking about coming off that property going to exactly Summit Street. And when it goes through the culvert on Summit Street, goes across the street, they put a cone because there's a big hole on top of the culvert that was mentioned to a public works person who said they'd take care of it eventually, but they just put a cone on it and some kid could step in that hole. That's also on it. I know what you're talking about.
I know about that. I'm looking
I
I'm looking for Summit Street
I know.
up to where that rock stops.
Yeah, the rock stops and then the dirt is coming in there and it's washing in that dirt. It's eroding that
And you're
dirt.
ditching the ditch again,
Correct.
eroding the ditch.
So you need more riprap, is what you're saying?
Yes, they need to finish the project. It's got a $34,000 project, we need to finish it. That's why we need the culvert sticking out above there so the water doesn't run into the
Yeah.
cemetery and the other one doesn't come down.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
Correct.
So
That's
Is
what I was
that-
getting on.
is that Public Works then, is that what you're calling it?
No, the public works is the culverts.
The two
Okay,
culverts.
so then where would I, for the riprap?
Wasabi to,
Wasabi.
You know, a big little solid pit.
Okay, so do we want to quote or?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you may not even need that riprap if you take those culverts out, is what
Oh,
we're thinking.
okay,
I mean, oh, you'll need it probably, but it may be.
No, this is
less
farther
than-
down. This is all the way past.
Well, it's farther down.
it's, it's
It's right
past
next
that
to Summit
property.
Street, more or less.
But I mean,
Before it goes into
but I mean, if there's no water coming down like it was before, you're gonna have less erosion.
When they take those culverts out up on top, there will be more water coming into that for that riprap.
Oh, it will come
Yes,
more.
because on the west side or the west side of the cemetery,
Yeah.
it all slopes towards that road.
Okay,
And that little culvert like this that gets plugged in the winter,
right, yeah.
that's what it comes down on the road into the cemetery and ruins that part.
Well,
So now it's gonna
So go through the ditch and then into the.
Correct, but it needs to go across that.
Yes, yes, I see.
I see it's cutting the embankment already.
It is.
It is.
I was up there and walked it.
So we need to, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
I always know what you're talking about.
that's good. Yeah, all right.
Okay, so I will call Southern Bituminous, right, so where,
And we've been calling him, Sam's been calling him on the pothole project. They're moving their plants up to Ely because they got a project up there. So they're busy and we need some, you know, and we got this critical stuff going on. Before, you know.
Right.
And so I guess they're trying to do the best they can, okay?
If there's another asphalt plant around, you probably buy a product from them. Like Hewlin Brothers or KGM or whatever, you know. If, I mean, if it's something where you can go to Menards and buy cold mix in bags. I saw it the other day, which would suffice if you had an emergency patch.
Well, I hope we can get this rock in there, because I don't want to see too much gouging on that nice work that's been done. I think
Rudy,
3 foot
can you tell me about where the beginning of that is, so when I try to.
from Summit Street up 50 yards.
So go from Summit Street up, should I just tell them that way?
When you go into the cemetery, you're just off to the right.
Right, I was just trying, in my mind, I was remembering the property that we were looking at, so right up there. Okay.
Summit Street up 50 yards.
Okay.
Get a 3 foot by 50, 150 feet.
Okay.
And then the last thing I have, I want to wish everybody a nice 4th of July coming up. We will do the kitty parade. I don't know how many helpers, I think we have about 5 or 6 helpers. And whoever's helping, 8 o'clock on the 4th to meet here. And we're gonna go down and make some, raceways down there for races, and then go down to line up the people. So the 4th of July, 8 o'clock, meet here, wherever Bob is sitting right there. Okay,
Pete
everybody,
Mikulski came today and also wanted to let me know that he probably has a few volunteers that are coming the 4th as well.
whoever's coming, and I wanna get the message to them to be
Okay,
here
I'll let them know.
on the
8 a.m.
4th, 8 o'clock, Right back there.
Okay.
Okay? And other than that, have a nice, safe 4th of July in Gilbert or wherever you be.
I had one more thing.
Yeah,
On the flags, what's the schedule to put the flags up on Main Street?
it's coming up this week.
I know we talked about this last year about having a yearly schedule where they would be always put up at a certain time and taken down. I don't know whatever happened to that, but
I had a talk with him this week about trying to get just before Flag Day,
which is
the 14th of June,
last week.
and then leave it over the 4th.
Yeah, through the 4th, at least a couple weeks.
Get it on before, and Sam told me, well, he doesn't want to put it up too early because the wind tatters these flags and they fly away and they get damaged too much. The wind takes them and they get damaged unless he doesn't want to put them up too early. But I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I asked him if he could think about, people ask me, how come they're not up on Flag Day, other than our main flag?
Yeah, right.
So if we could do that, even though they're damaged,
We can
put a new one on.
We can do-
That's what I'm saying, maybe we gotta look into a flag fund. People might donate and you can, every year, put up a
Well,
new
this is
flag.
that
and keep
charitable
'em up.
gambling money could
Yeah,
be used for
keep them
that.
up for a month or whatever.
The charitable gambling money could be used for that.
I mean, I hear a lot about, where's the flags, where's the flags?
Yeah,
That's one of my main bitches that I get, is you don't put the flags up.
And I had that conversation with
right.
Sam about it today, and he told me because of the damage.
I don't know what that.
That's what answer I got.
Anyway, those.
But I asked for Flag Day next year,
Right,
just before Flag Day, and then after.
and those bases, you know, I heard about the twisting of the flags around. If you put a swivel in there, you know, it'll go with the wind then and the base. If you put a swivel that goes, so you know, get the wrapping of the flag around the pole. I mean, there's many ways to make it right, you know.
I think this conversation, we can tell Sam for next year, just before Flag Day, and if it gets extra flags, if they get damaged, we replace them.
And that's what we, yeah.
And we'll find out money from the charitable gambling fund.
I think even the veterans would donate money for flags, you know, if it comes to changing them every year. But this is what we talked about, that yearly schedule where this can automatically be done, where he doesn't have to be told every year.
Right.
It just automatically is done and taken down.
Hopefully this is now in council okay with before Flag Day,
Yes.
okay? All right. Again, have a safe 4th of July, everybody. And if anybody wants to help volunteer, be here 8 o'clock, the 4th, morning of the 4th, okay? Okay, we have city attorney here, staff. Ryan.
Good afternoon, Mayor. Sorry again that I was a little bit late for the meeting. We have been working on a couple of projects. I've got some of the easement issues that we had discussed at previous meetings worked out for the location of some of the utilities that are developed on some of the local properties. That should be all taken care of. I'm continuing to work with the HRA to learn more about their operations, and then we're actually doing a little bit of property cleanup with the HRA as well. So I have been fairly busy with the city, and I'm happy to field any questions that the council may have.
Did you get the letter in the last packet? Did you send the last packet? It was in there from HRA?
Yep.
You saw that, her letter?
Yep.
Of all of the cease and desist orders that we've sent out, are there any still active or do they need that to be complete?
There are some active, I'll follow up for the status on those. I apologize.
And what about our one up on Minnesota? You went before or after the cease and desist or went to something else?
Correct, we actually did, I did receive a response on that one, and
Discuss it later.
yeah, if you would meet with me just briefly after
Sure.
the meeting, I'll give you an update on that.
You think that's it?
That's all I've got.
Anybody got anything else?
I do have something from Ty,
Okay.
when you get to that point.
Can we add that the AFSCME contract is signed, right? We're as,
Last.
I don't know if Vanna signed it, I know we signed off on it.
right, but as of, what, June 16th?
I have to ask her.
Okay, but it is in,
It is important,
Okay.
yes.
it's one of the on record.
Oh, yeah, well, we were told, Ryan, the LAS contract, that they never got anything from you.
I looked at it, and so I looked back and I sent an email, with a summary on about, I think it was August or February 19th. But I'll look back and confirm all of that.
No, we're waiting for them to approve something, they said they didn't get nothing.
I'll follow up on it.
No, we were surprised when we heard that. The Linda's told us last meeting.
I was surprised to get the text message, so.
Okay, all right.
I think with the contract, and we have a contract with Wabic for protection, and we are down a few officers, and if we can't fulfill that contract, what happens?
There's a provision built into that services contract, that discusses the availability and staffing levels. And so there is provision for flexibility in the contract,
Okay,
related to our staffing levels.
just didn't want somebody to come back at us and say, you haven't fulfilled it.
Because we have a new contract coming up by September 1st if we're going to continue service for it.
Correct.
It has to be done by September 1st, so they know where to look elsewhere if we're not going to continue.
So we got 2 months to negotiate
Yes.
now. How do we start that negotiation again?
I think we would reach out to their city administrator, just open a dialogue.
If you want to put that in, so Lynn can get on board with that.
Okay, any more questions for Brian? Okay, everybody else is not here except for Marion, in the clerk position, if Lynn gave you any messages.
I don't actually have anything from Lynn, but I do have something from Ty. And he was asking if it was possible if the council would be able to do a special meeting either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of next week at any time, and he wanted to do it for light. He said if it's not possible, then if we could at least do it at the next meeting. But he wanted a special meeting.
For abatements, it's abatement, right?
You know what, I think he was trying to get it done before the 4th,
Yeah.
so that's why I think he's-
Abatements of some properties, how many?
I'm not sure. This is the only message he gave me.
Mayor, it may be abatements, it may also be, administrative findings that have been issued where folks may request a hearing of the council.
Or anything new? Or anything we can.
He wanted to meet next week?
Yeah, he said Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. He said he could do any time, whatever works with you.
What, Monday the 29th?
I'm out of town.
Well, Monday the 30th, Tuesday the 30th.
I can do Tuesday.
Huh?
I can do Tuesday.
Tuesday the 30th,
Tuesday, what time?
I have to work, so
5, 6,
you do 4:30.
4:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
For this. It's just a special meeting, right? The tie.
Right, and it's just to discuss the votes, so I'm assuming, whatever, I'm not sure.
Tomorrow I can call a special meeting, but as long as we're all here, the council can make a motion for a special meeting, okay?
Even tomorrow? Even tomorrow?
Well, I can do it tomorrow if you don't do it today. But you have to do it today.
Bob, did that day work for you on Tuesday?
Tuesday the 30th,
Yeah.
at what time, 4:30, okay.
Somebody make a motion on that? Ryan, go ahead.
I will make a motion to pass a special meeting with Ty to discuss blight in the city of Gilbert. The date will be June 30th at 4:30 p.m. Guess I'm gonna be here.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Reddick, supported by Councilor Vrtajnik, for that special meeting on Monday the
Tuesday.
Tuesday the 30th at 4:30 for blight and possible abatements.
The lawyer gonna be here? It's your turn.
I'm scheduled to be out of state, but I could appear electronically. I'll be traveling that day. So I can, if there's a Zoom option or if I can be called in, I can be available as a resource.
I can work on that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
Does that have to be specific things on that agenda for that blight? Or can it be other things that are brought up at the meeting for blight?
Specific.
If we want specific actions on individual properties, we'll probably want to list the properties. If it's a general discussion, it can just be listed as blank.
Yeah, we need a special meeting also. That's not a closed session, it's just a special meeting.
We're good. Talk to Ty, you see what, okay, it's gotta be listed.
Okay,
Not so much the name of the, owner's name, but the
the address.
address.
Okay,
All right.
Can I ask a question on payroll? When are we gonna pay all these people back for the 6 months that we agreed to pay them? How's that gonna be corrected on their time sheets or on the payroll? When do we get that payment?
I'm not the person to answer that, but I do believe that she's already calculated it for everybody according to.
Overtime and time off and all that kind of stuff? Do you know how much we would pay out?
I wouldn't have that answer, I'm sorry.
She would have that answer.
She would have.
What it's gonna cost us. This could be a few thousands of dollars.
I can ask her and tell her if you'd like to know.
And that was budgeted,
It is.
3% or whatever.
That was a levy. That's the budget.
Based on everything went up 3%.
Correct. Just make sure you have enough money to cover everything at that time.
All right, moving right along, check register 6/10/26. I don't think I saw any checks back there, Marianne. Marianne, I don't see no checks back.
I just started doing some today, I was gonna move them through this evening. That'll be on the next one. These 610 ones are already done.
So there's one for McQueen Equipment for, I know she put a note on the side. LL, whatever, JE done.
G means journal entry, that we change, we make a journal entry every time we change an account number on there.
It went from what account to what account? It went from a 101 account to a 603 account. What's a 603?
603. I'd have to look, I'm not even sure, I don't have my stuff here with me. Yeah, I don't have the answer. It's whatever one she decided that it should go under.
Well, it's for
And that could have been after, usually it's if she's questioning something, she'll discuss it with the staff too.
603 is a garbage collection kind of thing. So it was charged to the garbage fund, garbage collection fund for placing pushing from the garbage truck.
There you go.
Okay, I'll step out the chair, make a motion to approve check register 6/10/2026.
Mayor stepped off the chair to make a motion to approve the check register at 6/10/26. Do I have a second on that motion?
I'll second
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any more discussion or any questions on that check register? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Chair goes back to the meeting.
Thank you. All right, do we need to talk anymore about the timesheets?
Well, the timesheet, I can't approve the timesheet in question. I know we already approved payment for that timesheet, but I think it needs to be looked at. So I can't approve the timesheets because if there's a question on it. How do you do
You
that?
can approve the timesheet other than that one item.
Pull one.
Two.
Okay, we can pull the two, but we probably shouldn't name them here.
Although we won't name them, we can pull the two, but
And then we'll have to look into it. You'll have to tell me after the
Yeah.
meeting.
okay. I'll make a motion to approve the timesheets for the employees, except for a couple of exceptions that we'll pull here. But I also have questions on how much we're spending on overtime just cutting grass.
Motion by Counselor Potocnik to approve the timesheets, and holding back two in question. Did we discuss here?
I'll second that.
Second by Counselor Reddening. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. And what did you have, Marie? Overtime? Question?
Well, I mean, for two employees to spend 9 hours a day for 3 days a week cutting grass on overtime. I mean, we have part-time people that can cut grass, that we don't. I don't know if overtime is getting on a pan, or if they just pick when they want to do overtime, or what it is. They were cutting my grass today, down by my end, a spare lot by me. I mean, there's things that we can do and can't do, but it's like, when you're cutting the grass and sitting on a machine and smoking a cigarette while you're doing it, that to me is not exactly working. When you come out of the garage in the morning at 10 after 7 and stand in the alley or on the ashtray smoking cigarettes before you go to work, that is not exactly what's in the contract. You're supposed to be out of the office working by then.
Correct, Mayor, if I may.
Good job.
And actually, the contract states specifically about rest periods and breaks. And so if there's rest periods or breaks happening outside those times, it may be problematic. And in addition to that, there should be an approval process, or some documentation of approval if there's overtime being worked. That's under the terms of the contract as well.
And I don't think we have that, so until we get that established, which takes time to get that established, and let everybody know, I would like to make a motion that we don't have any more overtime in the public works or office.
Do you want my opinion, or should I not say anything here? I would gladly not work overtime, and I know plenty of other people would also. We can't get the work done. I mean, I don't work overtime by choice. I have a family as well.
I know we have some employees that come at different times. I understand that a little bit. We have employees that, when a certain employee leaves, and if you're not here, our city clerk has got to cover that position. And we pay $75 an hour to cover a position on overtime. I don't see that for an office that's supposed to be open from 8 to 4:30, and we have an employee that's supposed to be working 8 to 4:30. Yes, they can come in and work through their lunch. That's something that we can't stop. That's their prerogative.
I understand what you're saying. I feel like this might be a conversation outside of the meeting, so you can specifically explain to me.
Well, I
We
think
have such a small office, so if I could understand a little bit better, and I think that would be better.
Here's my take on it, nobody's looking at me, I should stop all this, but he has a right, I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Mr. Bertozzi has a right to his opinion or his concern to be met. If he wants to address it here, it's up to him. I can say, no, we're not taking that up. Well, or maybe I could, but then I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. So I'm gonna let him.
Right, and the
He's
only
got the
reason-
shovel in his hand, it's up to him, okay?
Correct.
Until I say, we're done talking. okay?
Right.
That's
The only
all.
reason I mentioned after the meeting is only because it's a small office, and if you gave me specific things, I could try to help you understand what's going on in the office versus what you're seeing on paper.
Can we just make a motion for no overtime unless it's cleared by the
City clerk?
for the city, well,
This, can I just remind you guys too, you all approved overtime at the beginning of the year when we said this is gonna be a big ordeal to tackle. So not only again are we doing everyday work that is hard enough to keep up on, but we're still working on everything else, the PFA, the audits, there's just so much.
that, yeah, it can still be done, we just need all overtime clear.
Right.
Mayor, and I apologize, and maybe one way at this meeting, just to take a small bite of this, because I heard the concern was overtime for grass cutting. I mean, the council could issue a directive that overtime shouldn't be incurred for grass cutting, and that we would restrict that as a proactive step and try and use that as kind of a start to get a handle on it.
Thank you for your opinion.
Hey,
Well, I disagree. And not all grass cutting on public works unless there's an emergency, like, you know, something caved in or something that has to be worked on or a water break, but any overtime, I mean, there's really, you know, there's always tomorrow for most of those projects. 99% of them, you may have an emergency that you may have to be on overtime in public works, I'm saying. But most of the time, you can do it the next day.
Well, here's what I would suggest, okay? Make a moratorium on overtime unless it's emergency, okay? Period.
For public works.
For public works.
Yeah, it's called a moratorium, okay? All right?
What does that include?
No overtime unless it's an emergency.
Does that include just public works?
Public work.
And can we get something from the office that says we can straighten out the time so we don't pay so much overtime in the office?
Well, we're short one person. But you can expect that our summer help to be,
No, I'm not expecting your summer help.
to be.
I'm expecting when somebody comes in and the office is open from 8 to 4:30 and they come in at 6:30, not the clerk,
Oh, you-
to do what? To do what? And then they leave, and if the city clerk has got to cover that position, I'm paying $75 an hour
I
for
would
an hour and a half worth of work.
suggest another motion to direct our city interim clerk to fix this problem.
That the employees are there for their scheduled time.
She can address that problem on her own.
I'll go along with that part of the motion. So there's two motions. First, we'll do the one on the moratorium for public works,
Unless it's emergency.
unless it is an emergency. I'm waiting for a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, hang on.
Moved by Councilor Vrtajec, supported by Councilor Potenon to approve the moratorium on overtime unless it's an emergency. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
My second motion, suggested by the mayor, to make
The interim clerk
the interim clerk
handle and fix that problem.
handle and fix the problem with overtime in the office or the scheduling in the office between when the office hours are open. There's no reason to come to an office that is not open to put in time.
And she can fix that problem.
And she can fix that time and then report at the next meeting of how that is going.
Right.
Do I have a second?
I'll have a second too.
Moved by Councilor Vrtajec, did you get all that, Mary Ann? Yeah, kind of like.
Give me 1 second. So, interim clerk to fix the scheduling in the office, so no overtime. And what else am I, like, how else am I learning
Direct us to all the times to get it fixed for overtime, no overtime there either, right? No, more, no.
that? I guess I still have a little bit more specific question on that, because I feel like I understand the staff that you're mentioning, but I guess I don't know where there's overtime to cover, or how there's overtime to cover. I mean, I'm usually almost always there till 4:30. Very
From
seldom,
8 to 4:30. 8 to 4:30?
eight, whatever. If I work overtime, I try to come in later so that it's not so much overtime.
But if you work over 8 hours a day, it's mandatory you could pay overtime.
Right, right.
Well, here's
So
the
you're
thing,
getting the overtime.
we're not allowing overtime, and if the work
Well-
doesn't get done, we can't see. It's not
Okay.
your fault.
Okay,
Okay.
I mean,
fair.
I guess overtime, we can't go back at them, they can only work so much. And they're trying to finish their
I
work.
understand.
They're not gonna be able to do that, there's no overtime, okay? I'm gonna be respectful about that, okay?
Well, the other thing, I mean, if you come at 6 o'clock in the morning, there's no other office open at 6 o'clock, so maybe you have some free time to do whatever it is. It's like,
Overtime, here's my point, overtime should be only for emergencies, okay? Emergency or some critical situation that we need something done now, it's emergency. Call it emergency, okay?
then a person just doesn't
I go
show up
along
for
with
work.
that. There should be no other reason for overtime.
People should work the scheduled office hours.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it might take another week.
Can we make that mandatory though, that they do work schedule, Ryan? Can we say you have to work from 8 to 4:30, you can't come at 7? Can we make that policy?
That is the way that the contract reads for our collective bargaining agreement employees. That is the way that the contract reads. It sets specific times within which you work.
So I'm gonna throw you another question here. Hang with me, because I don't know the answer, so I'm looking for you for the answer. When I was hired as part-time, as coming in from like 11:30 to 4:30. After a month, I was offered the deputy clerk position. The clerk at the time wrote a contract for me without my knowledge. And the council looked at it beforehand and said, absolutely not. The terms in it were ridiculous. I was told to wait till we had a new clerk to submit for a deputy clerk. So what I'm trying to get at is I have been doing the deputy clerk position this entire time. I was given the deputy clerk pay for about a month and retro paid for about a month. And it was taken away by the clerk at the time because she realized she was in trouble and that it came from me. So I'm sitting here doing this deputy clerk position, getting paid what I should be paid to answer the phones, and I work full-time with overtime. What would you like me to do? Because I'm not trying to step on any feet here, I'm just trying to help keep the city afloat and keep working.
There's another thing. When the council, I don't care what city it is, I'm talking about Gilbert, any city, we cannot project in our budget to levy to the community tons of money for overtime.
Correct.
We got hours of work, so many hours of work a week, times so many employees, blah, 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 and we padded a little bit more, just in case, some overtime.
Right.
But we have to have a handle on that overtime. Otherwise, we're gonna be, in a red. And that's what I think was happening here.
I understand.
Have overtime just for emergencies, critical paperwork that has to be done. Like if 4:30 comes around and we need something down in the Duluth or to him
Yeah.
or somewhere, yeah, another half hour overtime to get that done has to be done.
Right.
Not wait till tomorrow if it's gotta be down there today. But otherwise, if it can be done tomorrow, done tomorrow.
Right.
But again, we gotta be respectful. The council has to have some control over money expenses. I'm sure we padded a little bit, knowing how many people we got, how many hours of work by everybody, and projecting overtime for snow plowing. We can't wait till Monday to get snow plowing done. So we have some overtime. Yeah, it's padded a little bit in the levy, but if it's gonna get out of control, we're gonna be in the negative. So
But I guess I'm trying to understand, first of all, I'm not trying to break any contracts, so that's why I specifically brought up my position.
So,
Second of all, I've had pretty much the same amount of overtime since I've started. There's just certain times, especially trying to get checks done, that it's easier for me when I can't finish them at the end of the day to just keep finishing them. I have less interruptions at that time and I just finish it in that day. So nobody is trying to make
I hear
extra overtime.
your concerns, well, but you gotta, I think I'm.
No, I understand, 100%. I do understand. I know, I've worked in many places where people have taken advantage over time, I understand.
Because if this is just like the community center, all of a sudden, boom, we went over the fence.
Right.
We went over the fence. We're trying to control it a little bit here, okay? That's all we're trying. We're not trying to be attacking anybody.
I didn't say you're attacking, but we're talking about following the contract, and I just thought, well, I should probably throw this out there.
And I think if we gotta make up that community center hole, we gotta have a handle on some of these other holes too, because
Correct.
otherwise we're not gonna be able to.
Correct.
Okay, you made a statement that you're doing deputy. What do you assume your title is? What is your title?
I had always assumed that I was interim deputy clerk until I could give them that second contract. And when Mike came, which is a whole other story that we don't need to talk about right here, I was told to not even give him my contract. I have never stopped doing the deputy clerk position. I've been doing it this entire time.
How do we handle that, Brian? It was never officially given to her. She just assumed the position.
It was offered to me. It was offered to me, and the first clerk, when I started, submitted a contract on my behalf against my knowledge. And she submitted a few other ones for a few other people that day too, and they threw them all out.
Wouldn't that have
I'm sorry, but
Right,
we're gonna have to have,
I know, that's what I said, it'll have to be outside here.
drop that conversation and get that fixed with Brian.
I need an answer from, how is that handled? I mean, does the council have to approve that position, or?
Yeah, so there should be, if you're working outside of the collective bargaining agreement,
Right.
then there should be some contract put in place.
But there isn't.
It's an at-will position.
Yeah, but
It's an at-will position.
No.
It's not a union position. The deputy clerk is not. union.
Right, that's what I
But you're
said,
in.
I don't know where I stand.
But you're in the union,
Technically, I'm union then
and you pay
because
union dues,
I do pay union dues.
so you're not a deputy clerk.
So you can't be deputy clerk.
Yeah, we got deputy clerk,
I think the city is a mess.
it's a mess here now, because we already got deputy clerk. We get two deputy clerks now?
Listen, I've been trying to bring this up, and I have sent it in writing to numerous people in the last 2 years, from the beginning of, before Mike was even here, all throughout Mike. I don't know what to tell you.
We're good.
He needed an accountant, and the only way he could justify that was by rewriting the deputy clerk position and putting the accounting degree in that. And I had told him from the get-go, there's no way an accountant can do that and the deputy clerk position.
So we put together an organizational chart to say, okay, who's in charge of who? I made an assumption, maybe I'm incorrect, I'm assuming you're an administrative assistant. Is your pay rate administrative assistant, or is it deputy clerk?
There was a meeting at some point, and Bob was there.
So is your pay rate,
My pay rate was okay. There was a meeting because in the AFSCME contract, it states if you were hired for one position, but you're doing this one, you have to get paid this one. So it was agreed that I would get paid this one, and they even retro paid me for a month. I don't even think I got the pay for another month because the current clerk at the time was doing our payroll. And when she realized there was an investigation, she took that pay away from me, and I have been asking for it for the last 2 years.
Okay, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
stop this, go back to the motion about low overtime and the staffing either.
and then go on from there?
And my brief suggestion, I think you're right, Mayor, I think this conversation is for another place, but I think
Right.
what needs to happen is this position needs to be referred back to put a formal MOU in place, to cover the practicality of what's really happening. That would be,
And there was, at that point, I can tell you exactly I'd have to do it at my desk, but I can tell you when there was a meeting, when everybody was involved.
But I make one more statement. If that's the case, and you assume the deputy clerk's position, then you're not a union member, and you've been paying union dues. So
And that's
that's a sticky point.
the challenge, that's why I suggest the MOU, because essentially what it would be doing is to provide coverage for out-of-position duties. And so an MOU to cover that portion of it would be the appropriate route, because the position of deputy clerk is outside of the union contract. But as I understand Ms. DeLay, she's indicating she's covering the duties of it, but hasn't been officially put into the position yet. So an MOU in that case would be the appropriate vehicle to recognize.
Would that include pay also?
It would include an adjustment, but it's not, it would be to be negotiated with the union what that adjustment would be while the duties of another position are being assumed.
But the union has nothing to do with the deputy clerk, because that's not a union position.
But currently our employee is in a union position and would be covering duties outside of her stated job position. And that's, this should be an offline conversation. That's,
Yeah, okay, go back to the motion, right?
What was your motion again to,
It was the one that you suggested.
the clerk?
The motion is for the interim clerk to fix the scheduling in the office so that there's
And the
no.
moratorium as well,
It's in yours.
refraining from overtime in the city office as well. Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That was
We
the
have a
second motion.
Motion and seconded by Bob. No more discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Both say nay. Motion carries. All right, the community center project, we took care of that already. New business land use permit for garage for Sam Auditor. I think everything's in order there.
On the adjustment, he doesn't state the height of the garage. And we have restrictions on heights in the garage in these areas. And I didn't see it on the application, which we get in trouble for that,
We can have,
because I heights in the garage.
well, we can table it till we get an answer.
We'll table, I move to table it until we get an answer on the correct, and a correct drawing.
Did you all have enough chance to review it? Is that the only issue? Is the height? I just wonder if there's anything else.
Setbacks are all okay, I think.
We don't know, I mean, he didn't put the footages on his drawing of how much each square was, I mean, he's just got assumptions on it. I know when I did mine, I got mine rejected because I didn't have the scale of each grade equals how many feet. So he needs to put the scale on here to do it into scale so we know where that is and how far it is from the road exactly, et cetera, et cetera. And it's in the height.
Let's hear a motion.
Yes, to table.
Until more answers
Correct.
to your questions. Somebody want to second that?
Second.
Second by Councilor Potvin. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries unanimously. Supplemental letter agreement, community center, we talked about that in length, last working session. I think we're all in agreement. We have $15,000, right?
Yeah.
Somebody want to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion for the supplemental letter agreement to SEH for the community center for $15,000.
I'll second that.
Motion by Councilor Vrtajnik, supported by Councilor Redfern to approve that supplemental letter agreement, 15 grants for SEH to the community center. Any more discussion on that?
Can we explain to the public what this is for?
Go ahead.
Was it the upsizing of the, I'm not sure if I'm following, is it the upsizing of the water supply? The engineer?
Yeah.
Yes,
The
it's
engineering and the upsizing
And
of the water supply into the community center.
And for the, what do you want to call it? Pins to be put in.
Stakes.
Yeah, stakes.
For the property.
To mark the property.
Down the property.
Yeah.
Property.
Yeah, okay, so then council knows, or the people know.
Well, we had to have that to put that HVAC system in
Right.
somebody else's property, right?
Yes.
All right. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries unanimously. Copier, I didn't see a price on the copier.
I think,
You want a new one? Because our lease.
I think our lease agreement is up, is what my understanding is. And so she had gotten a quote for a couple copiers. And I know that she had, if you did have a chance to review it, that she was choosing or recommending, I should say, the faster copier because so many offices or people use it. And we're usually standing in the meeting.
Which one?
Whatever one was quicker, so I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to review it.
Change it until she comes back and explains it to us.
Yeah, you can. I mean, the lease is up, but I'm sure it'll be fine if we want to wait.
Lease is up. So, what do you mean the lease is up? We gotta give the copier back then. Do we have to have a copier?
It still goes for on the lease. We just pay you on the lease. We just pay you on the lease, for how many copies we make. Whether they're black or color.
Or we
color
can make
based
a
on.
motion to,
Move the table till Lynn comes back. She explains which one she wants, because she's the one who knows.
Yeah, I feel like I would feel better about that too, because there's quite a bit here to read through, and I can't do it fast enough.
so want to table it till the next meeting or something?
Yes.
So are we doing this lease with the same company that we've been doing it with for years? So we're just redoing it. I mean, they have the option to go to any copy machine, but we have a lease agreement with a company. I'm not following it.
Yeah, we have a lease agreement with this company, and so she was able to see other copiers that they offer.
Oh, I see. So the company that we have the lease with is offering these other company product.
You know, I don't even want to say
Oh,
yes for sure, because I really don't know. I just noticed that the only thing she put on here was Rico's, and that's what we use is a Rico. So I'm really not sure if that came from our vendor, or if she just looked up other Ricos.
Okay,
I guess we gotta wait.
somebody want to make a motion to table this? Motion by Councilor Potachnik to table the copier,
No second.
second by Councilor Potvin. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Approve the bids for the manhole project. To have SEH go out bidding, not approve the bids, let the bids go out.
I'll make a motion to pass, letter D under new business, is it new old?
I-9 phase 2.
Yeah.
That's I-9 phase 2.
Yeah, the I-9 phase 2 portion,
Manhole project.
the manhole project.
Let out the bids. Approve, authorize, SEH to let out bids for that.
A second.
Moved by Councilor Reddick, supported by Councilor Potachnik, yeah. To approve, authorize, SEH to go ahead and let out the bids for that manhole project in town, all the manholes. Any more discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries unanimously. Next, we have resolution 2026-17, donation for Arrowhead Library System for $250. Somebody make a motion on that, and I'll read it after we've approved it.
Make a motion to approve, resolution 2026-17 for the library.
I'll second that.
Moved by Councilor Potachnik, supported by Councilor Reddick to approve 2026-7, resolution number 2026-17. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Resolutions are to be read, actually, for the public. Listen out there. City of Gilbert, resolution number 2026-17, resolution accepting donations. Whereas the city of Gilbert is generally authorized to accept donations of real and personal property pursuant to Minnesota statute section 465.03 for the benefit of its citizens. And whereas the following persons and entities have offered to contribute the cash amounts set forth below to the city. The name of the donor is Arrowhead Library System for the amount of $250. Whereas the city council finds that it is appropriate to accept the donations offered, therefore to be resolved by the city council of Gilbert, Minnesota as follows. 1. The donation described above is accepted from the Arrowhead Library System. 2. The administrative assistant is hereby directed to issue a receipt to the donor acknowledging the city's receipt of the donor's contribution, adopted by the city council of the city of Gilbert on June 23rd, 2026. And that says assistant administrator because Lynn's not here. And I don't think this money goes to the library, $250. All right. No miscellaneous. Nothing. Adjourn again. Have everybody have a nice 4th, safe 4th. 250 years birthday of America.
Move to adjourn.
Yes. Motion by Councilor Bertocci, supported by
I'll support.
Councilor Reddick, to adjourn at 7:33. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Adjourn. Thank you. Good night.